So let me see. Okay. Anyone from you attending my morning spring batches? Any of you? No? Yeah. So how many of you are really comfortable in Spring Boot microservices? Are you all good with Spring Boot and microservices? Do you guys well trained towards coding? Are you all flexible? Am I audible? My question is, do you all know Spring Boot microservices? Do you learn or just basic idea you have? What is the know level of understanding that you have technically? Why I'm asking is, if you want to learn right from Monday, uh, Spring Boot is starting. Spring Boot microservices, 15 days course. Okay. Uh, so if you want to join, you can join there. Okay. Uh, People there join for full Spring tutorials. So for them, old Spring framework with the new Spring Boot and microservices teaching. So from Monday is Spring MVC ending topic from the old MVC framework. So end-to-end application, coding sessions that we are doing there, configurations, everything. Okay, from very basic level of learning that is happening there. If you guys really interested, please join that batch. To get full hands-on coding. During project session, my agenda is I want you to make sure how to link all your learnings. You might be learned Spring, you might learn a little bit front end, but you may not aware how to connect to them. If I pick up any business, how to convert that requirements into actual coding. That is where the gaps that we are trying to fill in here, right? So to make you all to get full complete understanding, right? In terms of coding also, I would recommend you to join that Spring Boot microservices session so that you can really enjoy it. Do you guys have any questions? I'm not hearing anyone. You all tired by this time and just logging in and hearing the session or what? Do you all able to hear me? Okay, you are in 7 a.m. batch, right? 8. Okay. Acha, acha. So for you from Monday anyway, MVC session is ending and Spring Boot microservices will start. So there we will see in depth of coding. Uh, you know, uh, Here basically we are uh, trying to do a project, but while doing while writing at the rest controller, if I hear a question like why rest controller is here, why the request mapping is here, why I should write a DMO, right? Those are the basic things before the session, right? So that you people easily can dive into the coding also easily can understand it. So why I'm saying it is going forward we have more coding sessions for other modules. So if you want to get hands-on from the very basic level from scratch, how to create project, how to add dependencies, which version dependencies we need to add, how to start with configurations, what are all configurations that we have, to how we are creating data sources, how Spring Boot is creating them, how JPA is working, how repositories are working. To make you all understand this is not the right session here. Okay, so you may join full coding sessions in Spring Boot microservices. There definitely you will be getting in-depth knowledge of each and every topic. Isn't it happening, Nikhil? I mean, what is your opinion till now in Spring Boot? I mean, Spring sessions. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. So after Spring Boot microservices, your realization will change completely. I mean, you will be in a position that you know everything, like Spring and how to apply to real-time projects also. So it's not a big deal to you to crack the interview or to be a team member or to be a part of team because it is simple. Just the thing is, if you learn the Spring Boot microservices before project, that helps you a lot. So that is what my sincere suggestion. If you don't have knowledge, depth knowledge, please join that sessions. Uh, uh, Really, that sessions will help you. Okay. Yeah. So depth discussion, depth design patterns, everything will be, you know, uh, will be placed there for microservices or Spring Boot. So that's my sincere request. If you want, you can join. Uh, yeah. AM batch, morning batch, right? You're talking about from Tuesday. Tuesday holiday, right? Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday not holiday. Monday is holiday. So from Tuesday it will start. Basically, Tuesday we need to finish MVC topic. Um, the one more we are discussing, right? How we can keep complete configurations into properties and how to use full stereotypes without XML, and maybe how Spring Boot internally did this embedded, right? Maybe we will see there itself, like how Spring Boot turned this MVC into simplified boot. So when we go to the boot discussions, you will not feel that uncomfortable. You will see that okay, they upgraded to boot by adding some libraries, so that is handling whatever configuration so far you did. You can realize it easily. So that discussion we will have before boot. One session to go. One more session. Okay. Yeah. So let me share my screen. And this project session also, don't worry about coding. Once we connect to all the parts, right? You can do this coding exercise one more time if you guys want. I can code it. It's not a big deal for me. But the main agenda is here. We need to connect all the dots. If I miss that and if I focus on only code, that really won't help you. Okay. I know, right? The best practice as a trainer, I know which one really helps you. End of the day, I need to conclude it. If I go it in a different pattern, which you personally likes, that may not help you everyone. My agenda is here. The session should reach to everyone. So if I connect all the dots, how front end is connecting to back end, what is the architecture, before that, how we did analysis, you know if we go till the ending part, till the deployment part, you will get one complete picture. So you will realize, okay, this is how a requirement will come in, then this is how we will convert the requirements, this is how we will create entities, then this is how we will identify how many microservices required, and as part of microservices, this is how I need to pick gateway. The reasons also, we know if there is no gateway, direct connections are putting from front end to back end. That is not really a good idea to maintain the centralized securities or configurations. We realized what is cloud config, why we need to config configuration centrally, and what is the need of load balancer, that also we saw. So you are getting end-to-end conclusion here. That is matter first. Then tools anyway that we need to cover. Uh, as I promised, I'll be covering the tools as well. So we will have a session next weekend, right? I'll be planning one session, an advanced Java session, and on 7th, right, Saturday, an advanced Java session followed by Maven and Bitbucket and Lombok. Multiple tools I'll cover there from very scratch. I'll be covering it. Uh, you may not become expert, but you can be a good team player with the things that we are going to learn. On top of it, to become expert, you can put your efforts also to learn, or to groom yourself, like a certified person. But end to end, tools knowledge, everything will be getting. So I hope you will be in a good position once after these sessions. Any requirement easily, if I share one requirement as assignment to everyone, if I give 1 2 weeks, you people also can do the similar steps what I have done. Okay. So yeah, if you can able to do that, then you are like a senior developer. You will be getting up to good senior developer experience, at least 4 5 years guy. What he is doing, that you can do once you enter in somewhere. Okay. So yeah, so far we created config server to centralize the configurations as per architecture. Where is it? Yeah. So first we started with cloud config to centralize our configurations, and we added simple cloud config dependency, Spring Cloud config, right? So and we have given one Git URL also as an input where we have actual configurations. So we have to have added repository also here, repo in this architecture. This is also one project actually, but without coding, only properties file or YML is enough. So get repo for your properties, that is also required. So in that git repo, we have configured all our properties. So your git repo properties are reading by cloud config. When I start the cloud config project, as soon as I start it, it will fetch all the projects from this git repository. There we actually configured them via application properties file or YML. This is also we discussed, right? We can have properties or YML. Anything should be fine. So more depth discussions we will see in Spring Boot. How we can maintain multiple properties or single properties, multiple YMLs or single YML. What is here also we saw still more depth about your environment level configurations also we'll see there. So Git repo is fetching all the properties into cloud config. Then all our microservices which are running at backend referring your cloud config for these properties. So when you feel I need a property here, 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 any property, starting with your database connection properties, or if you want to integrate admin service with manager service, it need to go via this API gateway route. Okay. So if you need any that routing URLs also you can configure here if you feel that is common. If you need, if you think that that is specific to your admin service only, okay, you can configure it in local. But all global configurations you can put here, like how you put global variables in your application. So instead of global variables, here we put a global project itself for all your properties. Okay, think in that way. So that how your local methods will consume all the global variables, right? Similarly, all your microservices will consume these global properties which you declared in the cloud repo. So if you need particularly to this admin service only, that is local. So you can configure it in application itself. So the local properties like port numbers, still port numbers usually we don't configure. We run them while running jar itself via Jenkins. The deployment architecture also we discussed, right? So via Jenkins, we pass the required port number so that while deploying your jar, it will use that so and so port number to run your application. Okay. So architecture wise, we created all this, and one more thing, not only one, two more things that left is logging and security. So this we will do it later. Okay. So logging is not difficult, security also not difficult part. That also we will see. As of now, we have one admin UI with one cloud operation and one admin side controller we have uh, for actual business. This is where the actual business we have. But the remaining all is infrastructure that is required for microservices to manage load or to centralize your mappings and all. So coming to controller, we learned how to write this, end-to-end coding also, right? First, we start with the entity that we created as admin, right, wants to create, admin wants to manage managers. So that is where we started first. So as per admin, he need to manage the managers, and we identified while creating manager what all properties he need. So these properties we brought it into our front end and as well as in table also. So whatever you have in table, most of these columns you need to present in your model object also. Okay, all the important columns which you need to enter from the UI. ID generally for any table, right? IDs will be generated automatically by application. You should never ask IDs to enter from the front end. If you give that, everybody will use their lucky numbers. Usually, we will have lucky number 1 to 7. So that's where we never recommend or we never ask for anything, right? Anything primary key values will be generated by applications only. That is very primary rule. So that's why we are putting for ID, variable at the rate ID. It will make your ID as a primary. And for the generation, right, we are using this identity. If it is in JDBC, we would be getting select maximum ID from table and plus plus. We do that, plus plus on the select. Then we will insert into this query. So much logic you need to write. Where in the ORM, you don't have all that struggles. This single statement itself will take care. While inserting your manager object, right, it will ensure that it need to increment ID by plus one. Already, if you have 100 managers, for the next manager it will reserve 101. That 101 it will be used for this manager, and the remaining fields which you are expecting from front end you can expect them. And coming to this transactional parameters, to understand when manager record is created in DB or when his record is updated. All right, usually this is also one thumb rule, right? uh, in case if you get a chance to design tables for your application, right, try to put additional columns also, transactional columns like is active, when updated, when created, so that in case in future if you want to delete that records also, right, if you want to delete a manager but completely I don't want to remove his record from system. Generally, for any in real time, right, when you hire an employee and when you fire him or when he move out to another company, will they remove your records? Means no, they will just keep your records inactive. Maybe in their active directories they will make it inactive, and their in their database also they will make it inactive. Otherwise your record still it will be there until the company closes. Your data will be part of that company itself. So most of the records still should stay back into the database itself. Though from front end, if you imagine that I want to delete that record, you can delete, but don't delete from database. Do a soft delete. So as per soft delete, what you have to do, when I choose Rajesh and when I click on delete, so it will ask, do you sure want to delete? So if I say yes, that records when you want to delete it, okay, from the system. Don't delete it from the database. Just make that database column as inactive, so that while fetching the data, maybe by using that active or inactive column, you can assume that maybe fetching right here. I Let's say if you already deleted, still if it is there in database, what will happen when you call or when you reload this? Again, it will get the data and print it here. Okay, we refresh, it is gone. So that data I have in database, but still I don't want show. I just make soft to delete. So in such scenarios, what you should do while fetching it, right here in select operation or in delete operation. I haven't implemented delete. Let's say if you implement one more method, HTTP delete, with the delete mapping, apply software delete also here. API response 200, maybe delete manager. Maybe if you want to delete one single record, get that single record as a path variable here. You may get that here as a ID, okay, and keep that ID as a path variable. So that you can pass this ID and make record inactive. Send it to your service. As I don't have any delete method. Oh, we have, sorry, go to manager service and add also of delete method also. In a put delete public void delete manager. And you know how to delete, right? Just use repository dot delete method. Just pass your manager entity with primary key manager dot set ID. Give your ID and delete it. Okay, is it long? So as soon as you pass your entity, it will delete your record. But don't do this delete operation. If you apply delete, it will delete completely from your database. What I'm saying, apply soft delete. Soft delete means instead of deleting a complete record, you may do this. You may apply update query. You may apply update query here. How you can do that? You may get the existing record first. Manager dot get by ID. Give your ID. It gives you a manager object. Get it first. Okay. Just keep it into this variable and okay, it's okay. Now manager dot, you may set status. Do we have status variable? No, right? Create a status variable. Status, or you may put a boolean also here. Set status boolean, and you can apply that here during delete of your this thing, right? Set status false, so it will make him inactive. Okay, when you pass This to update method. Do we have update? Will it update the record? Do you know any method for update? I doubt actually. Save will do update, or do I need to write custom method? Okay. So save, what I believe is save should do update also when the record exists. It will update it, right? Let us see. If not, we will write a custom query also here. Okay. In this, no, we are getting object itself. Manager object itself getting by giving the ID as an input. First using by get ID, I'm getting manager, and so whole object I'm getting here. See, in delete case, I'm sending only ID from controller. ID is the only input. So when I send ID, how do you get the complete object? You need to fetch it from database by using this ID before deleting it, right? What I'm doing before deleting it, getting the manager object, and I'm overriding set status to false. Then passing that to manager. So it need to save it. So finally, your record must be deleted, soft deleted, soft delete. I'm not deleting it, just setting it to false. Assume that you are deleting it. So in select operations, what you can do before, even in find all also, before adding each object, right? Before returning each object, you can check if manager dot get status. I'm correct, right? Yeah, manager dot get status. What? Yeah, manager dot. It is there, right? Didn't I say manager dot? Come on. Did I add it in DTO? Okay. So this is by default status is active. You need not to set it in DTO. By default, we will set it as active until unless we update it. So maybe do we have a default param that we will add here? Default. Is there any annotation for it? Default must be initialized expression is taken default to be used explicitly cited during building. Okay, we'll see. I'm trying it. Yeah, it's okay. You may set it by default here too. Okay, until unless you override it, it is true only. So here you may check. I'm using manager object. Manager dot. Okay. See, actually it is giving ease status for boolean, right? It will give setter method and no get actually. For booleans, Lombok will generate ease. That is the right meaning. Ease status active for booleans. So if it is active, then okay, it will add. If not, it will skip it. Intentionally, we are doing it. Okay, so that we are ensuring that while fetching also only active records only we are fetching. M dot e status it will return true. If returns, the true statement will execute. If not, just skip it. And even in create case also, by default manager status is true, so you need not to bother. Automatically it will save true only every time. Okay. So select is done. Delete also done. Create also okay. By default that is true. Okay. We just introduced one extra variable, that's it. And here you can call delete manager, pass the ID, nothing to return. Just I would be returning void here. That is enough. Return response entity, nothing. HTTP status deleted also we have. Okay. If not okay is fine for me. That's it. So the delete use case also done. Let's run it and see. Okay. Is it showing problem with this path variable or not? The syntax must be correct, right? So is that error for cloud config? I did not started it. So config server, okay. Let me start it. Maybe. Config server gateway Rekha. Config server looks good. Cannot execute request on unknown server. Finally, it started. Eureka got started. Okay. So let me use Postman and create one more record. Or you may use Swagger also. The port number is 9090 or 9091. Let's see. Admin app. Okay, admin app not started it. Why it is running in 9191? Okay. So finally, Swagger. Oh, Swagger we have not enabled. Is it due to this delete method? I don't think so. Let me restart. Maybe something configuration missing here. Cross origins. Something we removed. I suspect. Otherwise, let me try with this delete also. From postman we can hit it. Okay. We may start only config server and backend. Config server for configurations and our backend service. So here I have already post, right? History. So here we have request body. We can enter data here and insert it. Running backend service. Yeah, check this URL admin slash API slash v1 slash manager port is 9191 slash. Yeah. So if you want to see the data, maybe you can make a get call and you will be getting empty response. What happened? Cannot execute request on any unknown service. Who is doing it? Acha. Eureka without, Eureka, via gateway it is not approaching. Let me once again restart all the services. One, two, then gateway 3, and config server. Okay. Not config, our service. Eureka gateway config are ready. Admin service also getting ready. Now approach via gateway. What is gateway port number? Gateway deployed into port 500. Not directly calling, calling via gateway. Okay, what you are saying? I'm calling select all. Two 200. Error connection refused. Why it is refusing? Open Eureka dashboard 8761. So 9191 is deployed. Acha gateway registered with port 9091. Where did I configure it? Okay, in runtime run commands we have, right? There we configure it. Even your admin service also running in 9191. Okay, 9191 also should work then. This must be executed. So empty data I'm not getting. There is some data right in table. Via gateway if I go 9091 also it should execute. 9091 goes via gateway. So I think okay, got you. We added one extra variable, right? Status we added. For existing record, status value is empty, no true or no value, that is null for that records. So in select all what we are doing here, we are filtering it out with the active variable. So that's why it is not given. Maybe open database and update all the records. What is our table name? Manager select start from manager. Is it created in MySQL? Okay. Yeah, we are running here and there because today Friday. Okay. Maybe let's see configuration server. Okay. Admin schema. Localhost schema admin. Use admin schema. Select start from EPOM manager. Yeah, I got the data. And one extra column it must have altered status. It altered with a 0. By default for boolean it will uh, for, for boolean false it will take 0. For boolean true it will take 1. So you may update them with 1, 1 and 1. So 3 records got updated. Commit them. Select again. But is it not updated? Right, update for update manager set status is equal to true. Yeah, very correct only. Where status is equal to false. Okay, give it in the format which it's want, 1 and 0. What is happening with it? Update table set commands correct only, right? Am I doing wrong? For me, they are looks good. Okay, okay, okay. It looks 3 rows returned. Okay, commit. Okay, select not okay. What it is doing? Let's insert new records. Okay, have a post method. Otherwise, it will make us do around and around. So post method. Yeah, here I have data. Now if I create any new record, right, it will definitely status created id 4. For that new records it will keep definitely status equal to 1. For the fourth record status is 1. I want to know why this update is failed. You are using safe update mode. You try to update a table without where clause. Use a key column. Disable safe mode. How to disable it? Without a primary key, it is not updating it. So its worry is you may update multiple columns. That's why it is not updating. Now see, it will update one by one. It will update. Two. Oh, two rows got updated. Commit it. Now one latest record and two old records. Overall, four records. Out of four, one record, part L record got disabled. Remaining three are inactive. So during fetch, now right, during fetch it will fetch only three records. You can see getting three records here. I don't know why we are avoiding ID. ID also you can append it. Okay. So this is how we can apply soft delete. Even if you try to delete one record now, right, by making call, use HTTP delete call and give an ID like this record or this latest record. Rajesh, I have two Rajesh records. One I want to delete it. So four, right? Its ID is four. Let me take one more new HTTP delete method and I'm going to give parameters here. Parameter key is ID and the value is 4. Send. Oh, not available. Okay. It should be path parameter, right? Manager slash ID. Give 4. Internal error. Why you did that? Could not initialize the proxy. No session. What is that? HTTP delete method. We are calling and getting this error response code. If I go to console, saying no session. What it means? Request method delete is not supported. Something problem with your delete. Maybe as we are not doing hard delete, is it not applying it or what? But it should have deleted. Time being, path variable not coming here or what? Time being, what I will do, I'll run it in debug mode. Go to this, shut down it, again restart it. Correct only, na? Path variable response API code 200. For me, it is looking good. Maybe something is wrong. Otherwise, why it is giving? 4 I am giving. Trigger it via gateway. Oh, I should have started in debug mode. Once again, shut off. So to start it in debug mode, right click, go to debug as Spring Boot application. So on click, if request is coming here, something happening inside, right? That we can understand. See the request is going here. Now it is coming to debug mode. Okay, ID 4 also coming. So the no issue with the ID coming in here. Next line, it is going here with ID 4 select operation we perform. Here only the problem is. Maybe get is returning get log from the API repository is duplicated. What shall I use here? Request mapping dot get or find by ID, passing this ID here. It will return manager optional object. Manager dot get dot set. We need to update this field now. Set was. Which one you want to remove? This one? It's okay now. Yeah. So here it will give a new manager object. Sorry, we can put this maybe directly here. No, something wrong. So get a manager object and set this. Otherwise the return type itself is changing. Then manager dot set update manager object. This looks good. Now save it. Once again the request coming back here. Find by ID. Okay. Optional manager given. Now next manager object return with the data. Earlier I don't know, get ID method may be not working. That is duplicated, right? So it is giving data now. So as soon as I call save method, I think no exceptions. So it is coming back, finish it. So finally saying okay. Maybe you can send one response object by saying record is deleted. Now as record is deleted, now earlier I got three results back, right? This Rajesh, Naveen, again Rajesh, right? Now let's get it. One record is deleted via soft delete. Now see the results. Now I have two records only. One more record I want to delete. Naveen ID must be 2. Delete 2 also. So the debug point coming here. This is daily we do, right, while doing our coding. We are not confident enough to run directly. Always I run in debug mode only. So I'll check every line, every statement, what data coming and is it correct or not. We will see complete debug mode also. So then our record is deleted. Let's fire this select operation, and finally I got only one record. Database side, everything set into false now. You see select operation, all become false. Okay. So yeah, I think till this sufficient today. Okay. Monday I'll be starting with, if possible, right? Not Monday, Tuesday session. Monday holiday for all batches. Okay. Uh, for morning spring batch, I'll confirm whether Monday I'm going to take up sessions or not, because today no session. No? So for them, maybe I'll confirm it once again. But otherwise, for this batch, Monday is holiday. We'll meet up on next session Tuesday. There we will implement logging service and security service. Logging is simple. We will do more, focus on security. Basic authentication and authorization will apply. Right. Once this infra type, side everything is ready, it's not big deal for you to, code here. Okay. Examples. Yeah, yeah. I'll share it. I'll update the code also. Let me do it. 10 hours maybe this one, right? Yeah. No, 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 no. Sorry. Somewhere. Do you have that link? Anyone? Code. Okay. This one. Here we have these zip files. I should update them. Okay. Uh, Post my dinner. I will update them.